I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. Grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be here with you in the land of the living. I know a lot of persons are out there being able to talk about this, the dissolution of the House of Assembly today. I know that this is something that we've anticipated for a very long time. It feels like what we do in this kind of a space is our posture, relentlessly sit in this kind of a position with the expectation of being able to see either if we can't build it up, we can break it down. And I think that this is sort of the anticipation for a great deal of things and persons just seeking to be able to kind of break down the thing that they haven't had a chance in building. And I think that that's what we've been able to see in this kind of a sense. A lot of persons looking forward and looking to kind of break down the one thing that's being built up in this New Day agenda and New Day administration. Yeah, listen, man, you're not going to see the rundown this evening. You're going to see us on Friday. Hopefully, a lot of persons are calling me saying, Howard, we didn't see you last evening. Well, I was on, and I had a great conversation with Garth Roseborough. Had an even greater conversation as relates to what's going on with the JPs and the conclave that they're going to be having this Friday. So I had a good conversation last evening, and I just don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Nobody informed me. Normally they would inform me and they say, Howard, this has happened. With this dissolution, there seems to be this sort of an indifference that's happening in this kind of a space. So I got to talk to my guys and see exactly what's what, and kind of make a determination as to what we're going to do from here, because it seems as though as the election season ramps up, there is going to be more and more, but there's an expectation, but there's going to be more and more persons or political organizations seeking to be able to get that time slot that I'm in, that 8 o'clock time slot. Yeah, so that's that. And so that's where we're going to be this evening, on being able to identify those things. So don't fight me. I know people calling me asking me, Howard, what happened? Howard, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let me know if you could hear me. Let me know if we are lagging or anything like that, because it's raining today. Wherever you are, I don't know where you are out there, but it's raining today. Listen to me. I'm talking about raining today. It is raining today. My guys can't even do anything today. It is raining today. I don't know. I wake up this morning, took up my dogs, or take care of my dogs and so forth and so on, and just, it started raining. It started raining. Okay? I think around 11 o'clock it started to rain. So we can be able to see those things and kind of talk about those things. Right after they dissolved the House of Assembly, it started to rain. This is the washing away for all those people who carry these sort of sentiments and these kind of is that an omen, Howard? I don't know. But I know one thing: the House of Assembly is most definitely kaput. Ya, sakabo. Finito. Ya. It's over. So we're waiting now. The next time they sit in the House of Assembly, it'll be what's it? May. I think it should be 30 days after. I think it should be in June. End of May, June, something like that. And being able to sit in the House of Assembly for the very first time and introduce the legislative agenda after it's been read by the Queen, by the Governor General, in the stead and capacity of the Queen, or the King in this particular instance, as they articulate exactly what's what and being able to talk about these things. So this is going to be exciting. This is going to be truly exciting. I feel I get burned. I feel like it's a burn all over my face. Don't fight me. Yeah, but it's a good conversation, man. We got to be able to talk about these things and find out the next steps that's going to be happening in the country. Kind of make a determination of how we're going to move forward and identify who we're going to support. Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? I don't know who you guys are voting for. I don't know whether or not I disclose that. Talk to me. But it's very important. And I just want to be able to say this. Political candidates are very... they play the role of party loyalists well. 8 straight, guys. 8 straight. Sweat. It's sweat. Sweat. 8 straight. These guys did wonderful, man. And we got to be able to commend them for their efforts and their determination to be able to make some things happen. They are absolutely. Splash for the history books. These are the team captains displaying their 8 straight feet. Shown from the left to right is Donald Sanders, Michael Fox. People could name him like it. Leah Lewis, Madison Gilbert, Zoe Williamson, William Farrington, and Tristan Hepburn. People can name it like it. What else? Right? But this them. 8 sweet. Congratulations, guys. Continue to be able to do well and keep pushing. Carry that determination into your future. No matter the swimming pool, the proverbial swimming pool that you enter, ensure you carry that fierce determination to succeed as you continue to dive into your endeavors from now well into the future. So do well and continue to do well. And parents continue to be able to support them, and they're doing a wonderful job in these particular instances. I'm looking for I don't know why this thing ain't playing. I'm trying to figure this out, you know. I look at this, I start up my whole phone and everything, had to restart it. Trying to figure out exactly what happened to my phone. So let's talk about a couple of things. I think we started to talk about some constituencies yesterday. And in the midst of being able to talk about those constituencies, just being able to kind of dissect it, there's some things that came up. All right, so let's talk about that and see exactly what's what. I don't know why this is doing this. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Hold up. I can't believe you can't hear us. I don't know what happened to my software on my telephone. It should not do this. That means I won't be able to take calls. But if you want to be able to give me a call today, you can do so. 827-0111, 827-0111. Let's try. These technical stuff, guys. I don't know. One day they're jamming with you. The next day they come and make a determination that we ain't doing nothing today. They must see on go slow. I'm not going to fight them. But we're looking at this, and I'm just trying to be able to make a determination as to whether or not this thing is working. I didn't have no problem before. I had no problem. I had no problem. Yeah. I think the terminal might be dirty, but it may not be connecting on the inside. I got to try to clean that out. Yeah. See if I can get something to clean that out. Yeah, guys, hit me up and let's have this kind of a conversation now. I think we're close enough that we can be able to make a determination as to exactly what we feel. All right, the only thing we can go with is our sentiments. We can't go with a hard and fast, absolute kind of a position. This kind of abbreviated, punctuated position to say that this is going to be absolute. Right? I'm looking at the layout. The Free National Movement feels as though they're going to get 30 seats as information that I received. And that the PLP will get 11 seats. I don't know which 11 that they've identified that's not going to win within their organization. But we have identified some people who may have some difficulty in the tonight is going to be, the PLP is actually putting information out about their blueprint for change. So they're asking me. So they're going to take this evening to be able to talk about their blueprint for change and whatever their manifesto is, whatever their agenda is. They're going to be able to put that out this evening on ZNS at 8 p.m. All right? A whole the next week is commandeered. So you may not even see me back on the rundown until after the election, maybe sporadically here and there. But that is the national station. So you can imagine. And that is prime time for conventions, for elections, for events. So my 8 o'clock slot is a prime time slot. And these persons come in, they pay their thing, and they do their thing. Talk to me, right? So you may not see me. I want to talk to you about some stuff. There is a radio station in Freeport. I won't tell you what the radio station is. There is a radio station in Freeport, Grand Bahama that I've spoken to yesterday that is willing, able to provide me an opportunity so you can hear me in Grand Bahama daily. I want you to text me and talk to me. Okay? If you're Grand Bahamian and you're listening to this, tell me if this makes sense, because this is an investment that I'm going to have to make. Now, so we'll formalize this show that we do right here online, and we'll send them the link that we do right here online. We'll drop commercials, we'll formalize it, we'll polish it, so it just wouldn't be like a continuous talk. But we'll do it every day between 12 o'clock and 2 o'clock, Monday to Friday. There is a radio station in Freeport that we've spoken to yesterday that we're looking to put the foundation on as we await the arrival of our transmitter from China. That's where we've gotten it from. Everybody keep hitting us with a too high a price, so we got it from China. It should be here. We're watching the UPS track. We got our antenna. We got everything. So you will be hearing us here in Nassau. No, it's not the rhythm. We haven't spoken to Money, right? I haven't spoken to Money, right? And I don't think Money has the time slot available from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I don't think that he has that time slot available. I didn't ask him. Let's be clear. I didn't ask him. But I don't think that he has it available. And don't go through trying to swing through and say, well, oh, Howard, what is it? Who is it? Don't, just calm down, right? But tell me whether or not it makes sense. Tell me whether or not there is an appetite in Grand Bahama. I know that you want to talk politics, but I don't do this kind of a salacious thing that other people do. We can talk politics. We can dissect it. You know I know Grand Bahama. You know I can dissect these particular seats. You know I can talk about Central Grand Bahama because I just saw Frazette and Paco Deal cussing out each other in the nicest way, right? In the nicest. It was such a nice insult, right? It was structured so nice. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, right? I was in the middle of it, right? Because I heard Frazette. Did you see the picture I showed you? I showed you the picture, right? I showed you the picture, right? So Frazette was whispering in my ear, talking to me, right? And Paco was standing right in the front of her, right? So you don't see Paco on the picture, but Paco was right there, standing, right? And she was saying, Howard, I don't have an opponent in Central Grand Bahama. That's what she was saying to me. That's what she was saying. Howard, I don't have an opponent in Central Grand Bahama. And Paco say, what she say? She ain't got no opponent. I right here. This is what happened, right? This is what happened. What she say? She ain't got no opponent. I right here, right? And so we start talking, and I tell you, I ask Paco, I say, Paco, you think you can win? Paco say, what you mean? I say, Paco, you think you can do better than Beatty? He say, who's Beatty? I say, Julian Beatty Russell, who ran in the constituency last time. He said, Beatty lost, Howard. I'm going to win. I don't understand what happened to you. You don't understand it, Howard. That's what he said. So I say, Paco, you sure you can win this? He said, I can win. So Frazette says, I'm going to beat him by 3,000 Howard. I say, Jesus, this is too much. This is too much. Right? So I laugh the entire time. You know what I mean? It's an awkward laugh because I really want to bust out laughing, right? Because I like this kind of a friendly competition, right? I'm going to beat him by 3,000, Howard. 3,000, right? So I say, 3,000. I said, that phrase that you're doing too much. Howard, all the parks that he's doing things on, I, in my capacity and what I've done, built those things, contributed to those things. All those things that he's doing, and this phrase I'm telling me, right? And so I laugh it, right? I look at it and I laugh and doing my thing. And I'm just listening to them. And there's such a competitive nature and this kind of a vibe that's happening. And it make me to understand that Grand Bahama is definitely, you got to watch this seat. You got to be able to watch this. There's a lot of things happening in this kind of a space, and you got to watch it. You got to make this kind of determination as to where you are and where you're going to lay your support. Amen. And the question is, I won't get in Grand Bahama to ask whether or not you decide to choose progress. If you decide to choose progress, or if you decided to be able to, take on this kind of a position and go with who working for you. Talk to me. So that was, I could start on Monday. I'm waiting on my sound engineer to call me back and tell me how the station is. I got some information yesterday that they said that the station may have a little hum and it's low, right? But we can check it out. Say the station may have a little hum in its broadcast and it may be a little low. This is what my sound engineers told me yesterday out of Grand Bahama. But they're going to check it out again today to make a determination as to whether or not this is because it make no sense investing if you can't hear me. If you can't hear me, right? Because we coming out of Nassau strong. So you'll be able to see me on the foundation here every day. And simultaneously, you'll be able to hear me on a radio station coming out of Grand Bahama. So right now, sorry guys, I'm just trying to clean this thing. I don't know what happened to this thing. I feel like I'm dealing with my Nintendo. You remember you had a Nintendo? If you're my age, you remember the Nintendo? You used to take the tape and just blow in it and shake it. Shake the tape in. You remember that? You remember? And then, but you remember that? You remember your Nintendo? Yeah. We 80s babies. We remember these kind of things, right? Late 70s babies catch a little taste of it. Nothing to talk about. Nothing too heavy, right? But we here, guys, and we jamming with you. Let me see something now. I mean, this thing was working fine yesterday. I don't understand. Let me see something. Mic check. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Let's check it out again. Paco would have done better in West Grand Bahama. Somebody texted me some information and telling me Paco wanted West Grand Bahama. We can talk about that right now. Okay. It worked. Hit me up 827-0111, 827-0111. We're jamming now. I just had to kind of clean up the portal. I think it was dirty on the inside. So you can hear me now. 827-0111 if you want to be able to be a part of the conversation. We're jamming. I'm being able to talk about these things. So they tell me Paco, right? They tell me Paco wanted it. And let's read a couple texts and see exactly what's what. This is Howard. I like Paco, and he been on the ground, but I don't know. That's a strong FNM seat. Keep in mind that Paco wanted West Grand Bahama, so by default, he was given Central Grand Bahama. I do think that Free National Movement will retain that seat, which is Central Grand Bahama. Now, that is a torn perspective and position because a lot of persons who are FNMs are telling me for the very first time there's a possibility that that the Free National Movement does not retain that seat. Let's talk about these things. Good afternoon, Howard. This election will be tight, and I already see that the PLP have won 13 seats and the FNM has already get 17 seats. But I made a list of 7 seats. 7 seats out of 11 that will bring the biggest momentum in the 2026 election, and I will explain my predictions on the end results. Call me, man. Call me. Let's talk about this. I want to talk. 827-0111. Call me direct, right? If you can do that, you can call me directly, and we can have this kind of a conversation. I can start to read this, but I prefer you to be able to give me a call unless you one of those incognito type people. You don't want to have this kind of a conversation, but you can give me a call. 827-0111. Hit me up right here on Facebook. Right here on the WhatsApp, or you can just give me a direct call. You can do that, right? This is Bamboo Town. Patricia and Dwayne is the main contenders. In Bamboo Town, Maria is the only member of the COI that have an opportunity to be elected in the House of Assembly, but Maria is supposed to have an $8 million and supposed to start campaigning from 2024 because Maria needs 1,700 votes, new COI voters, to be on the major contender against Dwayne Sands and Patricia DeVoe. I disagree with you. Maria is not a major contender in the Bamboo Town constituency. Bamboo Town has always identified a great deal of people who have political status, right, and social status, and they always do well in this particular capacity and seat. Maria may have said that she could be able to find this kind of she could find this money to be able to start a campaign, but I disagree. I saw Maria also, right at the same event. Maria and I had a very quick conversation at the reception for, what did they call it? A reception for emerging political leaders. That's what it was called. A reception for emerging political leaders that the U.S. Embassy actually held. The U.S. Embassy held that and invited a great deal of us to that particular thing. And I had the pleasure of being invited. I didn't know. I was more than happy to be there. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a big deal. I just kind of touched. I didn't see some people for a while. We touched some people, had a good conversation, and we did well. So I saw Maria. We talked about it. We talked about her particular capacity. We just kind of, I just touched on some people and seeing their kind of thing. I also saw Charlotte Green, and had a good conversation with her. What's her name? What's her name again? Charlotte Green. I just saw Charlotte Green. Charlotte Green. I saw Charlotte Green. At that space. Oh Jesus, Charlotte saying, and Commissioner, what's her name again? Shanta Knowles. Charlotte, you can't do that. You cannot do that. For God's sake, you can't do that. Anyway. It was hilarious. I watched it, right? And James can put up any and everything, right? So James put that up there. And I laughed so much, you wouldn't believe it. I laughed. It was too much. So it was crazy, right? So I did that. And so somebody texts me, say, "How you Tropsy?" But I don't know Tropsy. I just try to figure out what's going on, right? So it says Central and South, right? It goes on to say Central and South Eleuthera, Clay and Philippa will battle down to the final vote, and the battle will close. But if Philippa can get 800 people to vote for the Free National Movement, that 1,600 votes will not be enough to keep Clay Sweeting a member of Parliament. This is what he's saying. So it says Carmichael and Arinthia and Keith will have a close battle because the Free National Movement has over 5,000 voters that have voted for them in 2017 election, and Arinthia would need 800 voters added to the 1,600 votes, which would make 2,400 votes, just to be very clear. And that came out from the 2017 election, so they can politically destroy Keith Bell and his 1,900 votes. I like your theories. I like your concepts. I like how you have it undergirded with numeric value. But there are a couple elements that you have rejected to incorporate, to identify, to be able to pull into this kind of a conversation. Let's just be very clear about this. You have neglected to be able to take into consideration likability, political savoir-faire, political likability, approachability, seniority, believability. All of these particular elements have to be able to fuse together to make that kind of an ultimate candidate that is absolutely deniable, okay? in this political season, one of the seats that you're going to have to look for that has all those particular things and has proven to us that they can go left or right is Fox Hill. Dr. Fox, Angus beef, baby. Dr. Fox is do his thing. Let's be very clear. He's strong. He's articulate. He's passionate. He's approachable. He is capable. He is qualified. He is certified. He's identified. He is local, meaning that he born there. He born there. Tell them that they born. All these things. Fred knows he is 10 times the candidate that Shawneal was, and Shawneal beat Fred Mitchell. He is 10 times the candidate that Shawneal was. 15 times the candidate that Shawneal was. She was inarticulate. She was shy. She was closed off, reclusive. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't necessarily approachable. I'm not talking about the people in the constituency. I'm just talking about her as an individual. You could see that she's almost an introvert, right? As it relates to political sphere. Come on, let's talk, man. Let's talk. We talking? If we talking, we talking. If we ain't talking, then let me know. Text me, Howard, we ain't talking. Howard Jesus not like that. It's too much. Oh, tell me if we getting too hard or if we right where we supposed to be, right there, right down the middle. If we there, then let's talk. Shawneal wasn't approachable. She was almost a reclusive person. She was almost an introvert from a political standpoint, not necessarily in her personal life. I'm sure that she has that kind of a burst of energy. She is focused on the task. She is one of the Golden Girls, and there is a level of prestige. So she knows about hard work and dedication, this kind of a commitment. But she's not a showman. Okay? Politics requires you to be just a bit of a showman, right? Not like a complete idiot, right? But just a bit of a showman that have this kind of a personality. Now, Fred, he struggles with this. Fred Mitchell struggles with this. Fred Mitchell struggles with this kind of a showman posture. So he substitutes his articulation, his capability of being able to identify words and introduce it socially and introduce these sort of concepts and ideas that cause people to recognize his smarts. And so he puts his smarts on display. This is Fred Mitchell. Fred Mitchell puts his smarts on display. He shows his articulation. He shows his poise. He shows his study. He shows his historical value of what he adds to the conversation. And he is strategic in his approach to being able to do that. And he is one of the persons that you could call on and you can get things done. Fred Mitchell does that. Fred Mitchell may not necessarily be the guy that is coming to do all these things like that. Even when he takes pictures with you, he got his hands crossed in front of him, and he shows this kind of this posture to let you know that he's not closed off, but he's here for you. You know, this is what Fred Mitchell has done. He's learned his way in politics over the years, and he does what he does excellently. He does what he does well. He does what he does well. Okay, he is top tier, top 5 candidates in the PLP in the past 30 years. Undeniable. When it comes to consistency, when it comes to showmanship, when it comes to articulation, when it comes to information, when it comes to support, when it comes to all these particular elements, top 5 candidates, members of parliament, candidates for the PLP in the past 25 to 30 years. Fred Mitchell, undeniably. You can't move him from top 5. You cannot move him from top 5. Fred in the top 5. As an introverted that he may be. Because it's an awkward waltz for him. It's sort of an awkward waltz for him. Right? He does it. He presents himself. He does these particular things. It's a sort of an awkward waltz. And the people of Fox Hill, they come to love it. They come to learn it and love it at the same time. He does well. This is Fred. This is Fred. And despite your indifference with Fred, based upon your perceived position, based upon the murmurs in social media and what exists in these particular areas, and before that in the Vine and all the grapevine and all these things that what's been said about Fred, Fox Hill people just vote for Fred. They love Fred. Oh God. When Fred show up, Fred is the daddy. That's what they say. Fred is the daddy. He's not a godfather. He's not a distant person that when you see him, he can be able to. He is the daddy, means that he's always available. He's contributing. He's providing. He's protecting. He's doing his part in this particular space. Fred is the daddy. No matter how, listen, politics is local. Politics don't care what you say about him, about it from Centerville. Fox Hill politics don't care what Long Island politics say about it. Fox Hill politics don't care what no one assessing it. Politics is local. All politics is local. It's just local. It's local. Fred is going to have a challenge in Fox Hill. Fred is going to have a challenge in Fox Hill. Angus beef is on the move. There's information that I received. Angus beef, transparency, strength, determination, putting gas in people's car, come and check their prostate, do this, do that, do that. Angus beef, if you want to call him that, is on the move. See, there's no regular hot dog. This Angus beef, baby. Angus beef is on the move. I'm telling you the truth. And if you look at it, no matter how you feel about it, this is going to be something to watch in the Fox Hill constituency. And we wish them all the absolute best, both of them. I think, to be absolutely honest with you, I'd like Fred Mitchell to be able to go out with that kind of a class and the fanfare, the pomp and pageantry associated with the years of commitment that he would have served or rendered to politics in this country, to national growth and development in this country, to community development, to the political party, his political party, the PLP development, from recognizing him in the Free National Movement and finally being given an opportunity in the Progressive Liberal Party, showing up as a senator, being able to pour into it. This would have been about 30 years with formality that he would have been in. I think he entered the Senate in 97, right? Some guys, let me know, right? I think he would have entered the Senate in the late 90s and been afforded an opportunity to be able to do that. And he just blossomed. He just blossomed. His relentless determination, his focus, his commitment, his drive, his focus, his belief that his organization is the organization that can do it. And not just doing that, he has gone deep and far in terms of being able to study the organization that he's a part of. Fred Mitchell he's top tier. He's top tier. As it relates to representatives, he's top tier. You can't fight him for that. But Dr. Fox is approachable, articulate. He is exuberant. He is festive. He is engaged. He is a participant. He is present. And that should cause Fred Mitchell to recognize that you need every vote you could possibly get. That have to be that. You have to do that. Every vote you could possibly get. And they've seen them casual conversations with people who wearing a T-shirt on the corner drinking Rat Brat or drinking Spartan or whatever the hell y'all drinking on the corner saying, Fred Mitchell is your daddy, and you ain't registered to vote. I don't care what these people got to say. I don't care nothing about nobody who got nothing to say who is who and who is what. All you are is a mobile billboard because you can't vote. You are a mobile billboard who can be able to, with plausible thumbs, who could vote. That's it. You're nothing more and nothing less than a mobile billboard, being able to scream and shout for the party that you believe has the upper hand, and you've done nothing to support that particular party. All you are is a mobile billboard. Say less. I'm talking about them people who getting up to go and vote. Them people who supported Charnel. Them people who supported John Pinder. I'm talking about them people. Fred Mitchell got to be able to watch out for that. You got to watch out for that. I don't think that same thing applies the constituency of Bamboo Town. I don't think it applies to Bamboo Town. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think it applies to Bamboo Town. I don't. I know that Dwayne Sands has picked up significant steam. I know that Dwayne Sands has picked up significant steam. There are PLPs who are coming to me from the constituency of Bamboo Town and saying to me, if Kyle Dean did run, then we was going to support him. But we don't think we can bother with Madam Speaker. There's a PLPs coming to me and saying, yeah. Talk to me. I'm telling you the truth. This is what's going on. PLPs coming to me and telling me, I don't think we can bother with Madam Speaker. I don't think we can bother with her. She has a challenge in Bamboo Town. Numerically, I could see what you're saying about Clay, but Clay was swift to be able to turn that corner and provide relief for those persons in South and Central and South Eleuthera. And as a result of that kind of a commitment that he would have made to be able to ensure that he can touch these people and do what he has to do, Clay did wonders. Clay, yeah, he did wonders, man. He did wonderful. Yeah, by providing opportunities for these particular people. And there is a confidence that the government has in Clay. He has shown his kind of strategic growth and this rise that he has in these particular areas. Let's read up on Philippa Kelly. Let's read up on Philippa Kelly. All right, so that would have made 29 years in Parliament for as a parliamentarian. 29 years serving. Well, he wasn't a parliamentarian all the time, but the introduction of his political status would have started officially in 1997 with the appointment into the Senate of. I wonder if I can get a Senate appointment. I'd like that. My guys and me don't bother with it, but I'd like that. Yeah, to solidify the seriousness of what my intent is well into the future, however that would look like. Right? Let's read up on Philippa Kelly and see what she looked like. Philippa Kelly, FNM. All right, here we go. Free National Movement, Philippa Kelly, FNM. Let's read up on her and see exactly what's what. A young woman fueled by passion and purpose, Philippa Kelly has always been guided by a genuine love for the people of Central and South Eleuthera. Her life's work and legacy of service have earned her the distinction of being called a bridge builder between generations, a title that reflects her deep commitment to unity, progress, and community empowerment. Born and raised in Savannah Sound, Eleuthera, Philippa is a proud graduate of Central Eleuthera High School. She later moved to Nassau to study marketing management at Success Training College and pursued additional studies in project management and business communication. Philippa served several pivotal roles within her community. She is a devoted member of the Rotary Club, the local government chairperson. I read all of that just to hear that. I read all of that to figure out what the hell she was doing in the community, because this boy was serving in the community a long time. Clay was in the community long time. All right. So I read all this just to be able to get this. So she gets into, let's get into it. Former deputy chair. So it says that she is the local government chairperson for Savannah Sound, serving consecutive terms, an executive member of the Bahamas Softball Federation, and the former deputy chief counselor of the Central Eleuthera. Her transparent and inclusive style of leadership enables her to connect across social, economic, and generational lines, empowering individuals and inspiring collective action. Deeply anchored to her faith, Philippa is a longtime member of a Mother's Bethel African Methodist Episcopal. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Episcopal. I was thinking it the whole time. Episcopal Church in Savannah Sound, where she serves faithfully as a lay president. Okay. This woman in the community too. She in the community too. Her passion for mentorship, spiritual guidance has left a lasting impact on the island's youth. Philippa's efforts are well known across Eleuthera, whether supporting the elderly, championing youth initiatives, or responding to urgent community needs. She consistently gives her time, talent, and resources to uplift others. And then it goes on to say, well known within Eleuthera's sporting community, Philippa is not only a competitive athlete, but also a coach and sponsor, investing in the next generation of athletes while fostering discipline, teamwork, and perseverance. Philippa is the general manager of North Windermere Development, and a role she has held with distinction for several years, contributing to sustainable growth and regional development. She also has 15 years of experience in hospitality industry, and Philippa is a proud mother of 2 beautiful children whose lives reflect her values of determination, compassion, and service. So Philippa is not married. That's what they said to me. It wasn't a proud wife and mother, it's a proud mother. Philippa has contributed significantly to the Central and South seat in Eleuthera also, in terms of the community recognition, so forth and so on. I don't know whether or not Clay needs to be afraid. Let me tell you what happened. Let me see what's happening right here. Okay. What's happening right here is that, let me see if I can get a little, let me see if I can tell you all some things. Okay, let's try this. I started this before. In 2002, we saw anesthetics is important, is crucial in an election. Let's be clear about this, okay? I don't want you to believe that posters don't win elections. Don't allow that to spill out of your mouth with this level of conviction that you think you know what you're saying. Stop it, okay? This is a psychological warfare. That's what this is. This is physical, and this is holistic warfare. Spiritual, physical, metaphysical, in every aspect. Wherever they could hit you, they're coming to get you. This is not partial warfare. This is psychological warfare from all sides. Can I say this to you? Okay? Anything that can linger in your mind that could be able to connect to your gut and give you this sort of an idea that this is the intention of a political organization or an individual from a political standpoint, they will craft that and present it to you accordingly. And I say they because it's the political organizations who have their PR machines that craft these particular concepts and be able to. So whatever your flavor is, this is almost a buffet of consideration. Whatever your flavor is, if you like sweet, there is some nice sweet things. You can hear all these great things about the candidate. They're happy to tell you about the contributions that they've made. If you need to be able to hear wholesome, whether or not they're family, there's information wrapped in there and let you know how long she's been loving her children and having a great relationship with her husband and how she's doing whatever. You need to be able to hear education and progression and this kind of a concepts. There are information that exists out here that let you know exactly what they've been doing for a very long time. You need to hear spiritualistic and whether or not they have any faith and whether or not they have a relationship with God. There is information that can be able to connect you to that particular concept also and connect you and make you to understand that this is something that they've been doing for a long time. You're not going to miss anything. There's a buffet. There's a buffet politically that you can be able to choose from as to how you like this candidate. That's it. They give you holistically and a mouthful to make you to understand that this has all the flavors. You ever watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? He made these kind of I can't remember the chocolate, the candy name, but the candy, there was also wallpaper. You remember the wallpaper, right? You could go and lick the wall. It was very nasty, right? But you can lick the wall, and you could taste. Oh, this tastes like raspberry. Oh, this tastes like this. Oh, this tastes like that. There was a candy that you could eat that had so many flavors in it. This is politically. Politically, this is the candy that you can be able to eat, and you can make a determination that I don't want this, but oh my God, I love this. I love this. If you're faithful, and you need to know that she has a relationship with Jesus Christ, and she's contributing, she's the late president, and what she did. Oh my God, this woman, she loved Jesus. Why? Oh my God. Whatever it is, you can be able to find it. Both political organizations provide you the exact same thing. Whatever it is, you can find that. Whatever it is, you can find that. Okay? Whatever it is, you can be able to find that. There is a healthy appetite for you to be able to taste whatever you want to taste, whatever you want tasted, however you want tasted, from a political standpoint. The opposition has a responsibility for being able to, as a shadow minister, to provide you the contrast to what they're trying to present you. Their responsibility is to be able to provide you the contrast, to be able to say that this person is not this, these are the issues that they've had, this is the obstacles that they came up with before, and they made these decisions, so it is fair to say that these are the convictions that exist in this. Whatever the opposition has to do to make you to be able to see something contrary, they will do that also. Yeah, and they call it a war room because everyone is not named in here. Everyone's not named in this war room. You just know it's a room. It's a war chest. They never tell you all the instruments and stuff. The only people who know what in a war chest in the war room. You and I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they have in war. We know historically what they yuck out of the chest before. We know historically what people have used on their competitives before. We know historically how these particular things have done, but we don't know what they stuffed the war chest in, and we don't know who they put in the war room. There's two things politically. You got a war chest and a war room. We don't know who these people is. We have no idea. I'm not going to sit here and try to speculate and try to make a determination as to whether or not we know. I know, child trusts me. You don't know. You don't know. I don't know. We don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I know. But I know one thing, that especially with the advent of AI and social media and so forth and so on over the past 2 election cycles, this is bananas. This is bananas. You better not have thin skin, because you can go home crying many a time. They didn't make one little squeaky. Did you see it? Did you see this say, we, all the way home, cussing me out? I don't know how the hell I get in this thing with my mother. But anyway, praise God. I can show you right now. With the advent of social media and people's desire to always perpetuate the negative concept idea, and this sort of just being able to be derogatory and pull you down in every aspect, there is an assurity. There is an absolute assurity that they will use these elements against you. That's just what it is. You could refute it, you could deny it, you could reject it, you could do whatever you want. Did you see this here? Did you see this? They cussed me out. And people send this to me. They cussed me out. This is the one, Garth sent me this, right? But I had already seen it. I seen this already, right? So they say, this little piggy cried, wee, mama. And they put a little pig there, right? They say, this little piggy cried, wee, mama. We need PLP grease to keep fat. That's the PLP grease they saying to me. To keep fat. That's what they're saying to me. I just want to let you know that I was fat well before any political organizations. I just want you to know that, okay? I don't need any political organizations to assist me in the maintenance of any fat. Let's just be very clear with this. I need you to know that I'm not afraid to do these things, guys. I don't care who you are that's hiding in a dark room. I do this. I do this professionally. I do this. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid to be able to stand in my convictions and say who I am. You don't have the words. You and your small team need to figure out how you could combat what Howard says. You don't have the information that I have. You're not studied. It takes 6 of y'all to do what I just do. You need reinforcement. I'm not afraid of this. This is not in a bad way. I'm not afraid of any of y'all. This is what they do. With the advent of social media, it says, rejected Verne Grant takes one for her son, Howard Grant, who desperately needed a job. The things mother does for the little big cubby bear. The price she has to pay for her out-of-work son to get Clint Watson's show at ZNS. There's no love like a mother's love. This is what they put there. I don't have time to be able to dissect this. I just don't. I don't. My mother served in Parliament from 2007 to 2012. If I didn't tell you that that was my mother, you would have no idea. From 2012 to 2026, I have been in the media in some form or another. From 2012 to 2026, every year I have been in the media in one form or another. From 2012 to 2026. I knew I didn't have something. I just need y'all to know something. And you need to know who you're coming against when you're doing these things. I'm not fighting you. I'm just simply saying. I know I didn't have money. I know I didn't have money. I know I didn't have finances, and I know that there's no one that I can kind of go to and lean on to get finances. I know I can't ask my mother for $50,000. I know I can't ask my father for $50,000. I know I can't go to no one in my family. I don't have that kind of a lineage. I don't have access to those particular things. I know. Right? Hey, Pat. I'm good, man. How are things with you?
I'm good. What's going on with your show?
You can see me?
Sadness.
Oh,
I can see women on in the evening.
No, because the FNM and the PLP are paying for these particular slots, and so my show will be kind of put off until they finish with all the rallies and they finish with all these particular things. I'm going to try to find out today. I know. I swear, honest to God, Pat, I swear, I know what you're saying. But they put me in the slot, so I don't know what they can do. So
no, they gotta wake it out.
I can find out today. I can have a meeting today. I have one. I tape in one time this week. Next week I tape in one time.
I thought the Easter break and whatever might have been the reason, but I watched it last night. And then when I looked at the TV,
and the show,
looked like there's something wrong.
The show was on. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I have to ask them.
How so many viewers and whatever have you? One night
I tell them.
Like wear a red, take out your gold tie. Then the next day wear a red tie. Then wear your black tie. What party Ali McIntosh? What color? What is that color?
I don't know.
Color, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it's a transparent color.
Ask them what's happening. Be a fan. Live, in the evenings.
I can talk to them. I'm gonna have a meeting today. I just called some people to find out what they can do. What they can do.
Man, this is the time when
because
people don't know how to make money. This is the time when they supposed
to. This is what I'm trying to tell them. I come here to make some money, right? I tell them, I say the people can come pay when I come there. They say, okay, Howard. When I hear last night, I got there and I ready to jam. I said we can have the round table every day until election. Come to find out, I may not even be on.
No, man, we need because we need to find out and follow people's stances on certain issues. This is the time when we need to see. You have a lot of young voters who want to hear about, from the different persons.
I like this.
They can come on the show.
I can talk to them.
You said you got to ask somebody, tell them, look here. I'll call Zed this myself.
Call him for me.
My people to
Call
them,
Clint.
so
I can send you Clint number. Call Clint.
Yes, please send me. Yes, please.
Call
because I don't
Clint.
know what's going on.
I can call him and see what he said.
I just came back from a sick leave, and I was out for the past like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I said,
You
let me
okay?
call. I listened to
2
you.
weeks.
Yeah, I was off and I came back.
You had a little morning sickness,
After
say.
2 days.
Had a little morning sickness.
Conception, market, conception,
Immaculate conception.
Oh Lord. Anyway, let me stop. But into this thing with Mr. Mitchell, Howard, I feel in reference to Mr. Mitchell and Dr. Fox, I think all of this hype and all of this going on, all of this shiny object and all this bouncing around and all this nice hot dogs given away and this and that and all this
Angus beef,
different.
baby. Yeah.
Oh yes, thank you for the correction. I feel as if Mr. Mitchell, there's no comparison to Mr. Mitchell. One thing, Dr. Foster, I think what he was able to do, and it's a positive for Mr. Mitchell, it drew out a slightly different side of Mr. Mitchell.
It did. I think it's a positive thing.
It's a positive thing, and he was able to.
He take that veil. It was a thin veil that existed between him and the people. He had to move that, so the people now could access him.
Right, because we always knew about his brilliance. We always knew that, about him being able to represent us.
Yeah.
And we want to say things with him as far as representing his country in foreign affairs. And we all knew about that. But that part of it, he was able to draw out, because I've been seeing a lot more Instagram and TikTok with Mr. Mitchell go, on
I see you playing around. I said, Jesus, I never seen Fred do this.
Yes, I'm telling you, he's doing it. It's more colorful.
Yeah, I like it.
Now he's more reserved, but it's more, colorful. The music, the whatever. And by the way, Ginger Moxie, hands down, mashing up that song, top tier, with her thing in Pine Ridge. She did that song. I don't know who did the song, but it's really, really good, and they're on point with that one. Yeah, man, you gotta watch that. You gotta watch that one. But Mr. Mitchell, I feel as if what Mr. Mitchell has done, and speaking to a lot of persons in Fox Hill, although Dr. Fox is homegrown, he is that's his area. Whatever Mr. Mitchell they adopted Mr. Mitchell, and they took him in with open arms. You understand?
Yeah.
And what Mr. Mitchell has done that Dr. Fox has not done, had the privilege of doing. Mr. Mitchell might have lost, he might have been beaten, but he never left Fox Hill.
Yeah.
Never left. He always stayed there. The community center with people of
Go ahead.
The community center with people tried with a lot of you hear candidates that say that they will do in the next term. They're going to build these community centers. Mr. Mitchell already did that. You understand? They really organized that. You understand? People in Foxville are enjoying that. He's done so much in the lives of the people in the community of Foxville. And I think it's more like he's like a part, like your second skin. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying when I use that term.
Yeah.
In Foxville. I think that
you say second skin? I don't know whether that was a good analogy. As a man, I just want to be decent. Let's try another one.
Okay, all right. But anyway, he's like he's right there. He's always by their side. Even And I know what I love about him and what he does. He doesn't look at colors. If you go to him for help, he's not
One thing
biased
but
as
him
far
now,
as
he
say,
can tell you right off the
female.
top. Whenever you see me anywhere, don't make no mistake. I come to campaign. He don't even
Yeah.
pretend with you. He say, look here, when you see me to your funeral, when you see me to your wedding, when you see me to your wake, when you see me to your
Hmm.
birthday party, I come for
Hmm.
votes.
Hmm.
That's not it.
Hmm. I had a relative pass, and the person who passed was a hardcore deep blood red F&M, and the request was for everybody to wear the colors, right? That was his constituent. He was there. He was there with the family. Like people, and because I said to say this, you have some petty MPs.
Oh, absolutely.
You have some
Oh,
petty
absolutely.
politicians.
Absolutely.
If you don't
Absolutely.
acknowledge them in your obituary on the death announcement on Thursdays in the paper or whatever, they don't want to come to your funeral. If you don't ask them to speak or whatever to your relative's funeral, they will not show up. You understand? These are people may think these are minor things, but when you only those who feels it knows it, and these small things are so important. I think when you're looking for someone to represent you, you understand. So
I
I
agree.
I I I, I hear and I see and I appreciate what Dr. Fox is doing, and he is making inroads. And make no mistake, he's making inroads, and he's given, like I said, Mr. Mitchell a good run for his money. But I think at the end of the day, when it gets right, when the rubber hits the road,
I feel like it too. I feel like when we have to make an assessment, when they get this last push, when the
hmm
machine of the Free National, when the machine of the PLP stands up
hmm hmm
on behalf of Fred Mitchell and his experience and expertise come at the forefront, I think he's
hmm
going to be able to get at the forefront, especially
hmm
how he understands once bitten, twice shy. He
yeah,
underestimated Chanel one time. He
hmm
underestimated her one time. She ain't no politician. She ain't no this. She ain't no that. And he lost. He didn't leave. He lost. He is not underestimating Dr. Fox. He
no,
cannot.
he's not. He's not.
He
Dr.
cannot.
Fox brought out. Yes, he's doing this one last. He said
This is last
one last
push.
time. And He's putting
And
he's
I'm
putting
hoping, this is me.
mhm,
I'm hoping for the year. And I see when I look at people like Fred Mitchell, I look at his articulation and look at his contribution and look at all these particular things. I really see me in the future, right? What I mean by that is that
mhm,
all the years of incrementally being able to contribute to national growth and development, you would want him to have that kind of a exit that has the pomp and pageantry to it, that has that kind of prestige to it, that has a ceremony. You understand? And so his
mhm, mhm,
exit, I hope, because we didn't see the exit for Obi to be well. So the only thing we do is try to give him a good funeral. You understand? We
yes,
didn't see those
yes,
particular
yes,
things.
yes,
We want to have him
yes.
to have, we want to give him his flowers, right? Good, bad, or
Mhm,
indifferent. F&M or PLP, Fox Hill people love him and the country love him for his contributions to national growth
mhm,
and development. I'd like to see him get one
mhm.
more chance in so he could bow out with grace. This is me. This is only Howard.
And yes, yes, and what he's done, even in the party itself, what I appreciate that he's done, and this is what I feel comfortable with when it comes to Prime Minister Davis. And when you see that term, safe but brave, that's not just a phrase. That's not just a
I was about to
slogan.
break this down. You could give me some time, Pat. I can
That's
break that down. I got to break that down.
listen, I'll leave that to you. I'll leave that to
I
you.
can break that down.
Right, but Mr. Mitchell, let me tell you something. The mentorship, the education, even within the party, with the young people in that party, because if you look and you sit back, there are a number of young men and women who were gonna run, who had ambitions to run or go in that political route, but they excelled so much. They shown so much in what they were dealing with. They've gotten international conference. They are now on the world stage. You understand the
Yeah.
mentorship within the party, the way those young MPs are shining like you see like Clay Sweeting.
Yeah.
You see, like a peer global. Well, this is what I love about with Mr. Mitchell, and the leadership has done
I agree with you.
within the PRP pipe. And Mr. Mitchell and Dr. Foss is going to be an interesting race. But
I think he can.
I
I
think
think
that
he can
there's
scale out.
some,
I think Mitchell can be able to scale out and get the victory. But I'm interested in being able to see that.
because his record, and you should be able to run on your record with a vision for tomorrow. But I think he has proven himself and continues to prove himself. And Dr. Fox, he's good. But I one more thing before you go, even with the Sabas, like he's getting all of the attention and all of the as far as with his in his area. But I always say, and I say that I want to see what these persons are going to do after the election, win, lose, or draw, because doing the campaign is always you're going to campaign, you're trying to get these votes. But I want to see what you're going to do, what your legacy is going to be after, if you're elected, or even if you're not elected, if you're going to stay in the constituency and continue to do the good works and work and assist, try and build the community and the country, or if you're going to just walk away and say, well, throw it in the towel. But how would you be safe? And like I said, if you can send Mr. Watson's number or whatever, you got to be back on.
I can talk to him. I can talk to him.
Yeah, man.
Me and him have something set, so I can talk to him to see if I could come on later, even if they give me a pre-recording, and then I could come on later, or I could, you know what I mean? I can just ask.
Yes.
I can figure it out.
Tell him, Pat, come on 9 o'clock.
I tell him, Pat.
This is the time.
I appreciate it, Pat.
So much.
Thank you so much, my dear. I will see you later. Okay. It's a text is coming through. Let me read this. Let me see what Peter say. Howard used a big time PLP. It said, your mom said that PLP now to Howard. Your mom says she PLP now to Howard. This Peter sent me this. Listen, let's be clear, man. I love this politics thing. I don't see it like how people see it. I don't see it FNM PLP. I don't. I only saw it FNM at one point. Let's just be very clear. I didn't care what you say to me. I is a FNM. I don't care what you say. One time, listen to me. Anyway, I ain't gonna tell you my business. I don't care what nobody say to me. It was an FNM ass. I had dreams of serving in the organization, serving this country through the Free National Movement. I promise you. Honest to God. I had dreams. I believe the thing so bad. My wife had dreams of me serving as a Free National Movement member. I in these meetings, and I have my red necktie on and so forth and so on. And we had a house and people coming to me and all these things like that. Yeah. But she did have a dream one time that I was to an FNM event and they tried to drown me. She did have a dream. Right? And then I come out of the pool. They tried to drown me in the pool. She said there was blood in the pool, all kind of things like that. And then I come out of the pool. And she said, what happened? I said, all right, baby, let's go. These dreams are an indication of what happens in the future. I was an FNM ass. There's no two ways about this. I'm going to tell you this with clarity. I believe strong in the organization, an organization that I did no studies on, an organization that I only knew that this was the affiliation. This was my tribe. I was an FNM idiot. This was my tribe because this was my family's tribe. And I wanted to show my family a sense of allegiance to be able to support my country through the tribe that I chose, Free National Movement. I promise you, I didn't find the hiccups and the bumps and the indifference and the segregation and the colonialistic concepts and ideas that run deeper than the organization until I moved here in Nassau. I keep telling you, in Freeport, I didn't have a need to read that stuff. I couldn't understand it. The liberty, the strength, the organization, the activism, this determination, this identification of black is proud, black is righteous. That I found out about the PLP, it didn't happen until I moved to Nassau. And I sit in the library over at the College of the Bahamas for weeks, just being able to study things and just go in there and just read stuff and just putting articles together and doing this. And I tell you, I've been doing this long. You can't, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. If you come in here talking about your little emotion and things like that, don't play with me. I don't pretend with them things. I just do this. You're new to this. I just do this. I just do this. And if I'm wrong, I go study again. I ingested this information all day. I taking it in. The good, the bad, the ugly. I use my my discernment internally to be able to decipher. I make a determination as to the path. And not until I come here and I get kicked in my behind and they try to drown me, literally, try to kill me as an organization. The only time I had an epiphany to understand, why would you bother with someone who don't want nothing to do with you? This don't make no sense. Why would you bother with an organization who is deliberately and literally trying to kill you? Now, this could be because there is a very unspoken, subtle threat that I present. It's an unspoken, subtle thing. There's no one who's going to say that because I never told you that I had political aspirations. So there is a fear of having a outspoken fella like me in there. Yeah, I probably could cause a little turmoil and some issues within the organization. Let's leave him out. We don't have to potentially deal with his desires of being able to become leader or deputy leader or chairman and eventually find himself taking over the party. Let's leave him out. It was a good move on their behalf. Get rid of the potential threat before he turns into an actual threat. Let's get rid of him. Who knows? I'm not saying that this is what it was. I'm saying that I assessed and deduced that this could only be the possibility because I've done nothing but support the Free National Movement in the past. But God could tell you. Jesus could tell you. I come from a family, and I don't know whether or not I could ascribe this to a level of pride. I don't know if I could ascribe this and be able to deduce this to be able to say these things, but I come from a family. This woman told me one time ago, her name is Capron. And I had to say that, like that. I was the clerk. I was a clerk at Burns House in Grand Bahama. And my responsibility was, I was always ambitious and overzealous in my position. I was always an overachiever and this kind of determination. I always go hard at anything I put my hand to. If I believe in it and believe in it strong, I do everything to kind of do this thing the right way. That's just what it is, whether it's cutting grass or cleaning the bathroom or cleaning the house or whatever it is. What I do, I try to be able to create a rhythm in the system of how I do these particular things so I can be able to get, to be effective in the capacity that I'm in. I've always done that. You can ask my father about it. You can ask my mother about it. I'm systematic in my approach to being able to do this. You see these things here, even though it's incremental, I've learned to be patient. Even though there's incremental, I will provide you and present you with an absolute untested, listen to me, undeniable product. This foundation radio thing here, this will be absolutely undeniable. Mark this day, I tell you this. When you see me well into the future, you can't believe that this little thing that we started here, from this little thing, will become what God has called it to be. You ain't gonna know it, but this is just who I am. I can incrementally, and I've learned to be able to develop it with patience, incrementally get to the objective and the goal that I envision in my mind. I see something that you can't see. So I work towards those things. And as a clerk in Burns House, I would mop the floor and clean the bottles. And listen to me, I created a system. They had this kind of a flat rack where you put all the beers, right? flat rack. I'm telling you, I just need you to listen to me. Just. I know this will make a difference to you, but I'm trying to let you know systematically how my brain works, okay? So they had all the bears, and what you would do is you just put the bears on the shelf, right? I didn't like how the clerk before me used to put the bears on the shelf. I guess I have OCD. I had a problem with it, right? When you look at the bears, you look at the Heineken, the Guinness, the Calicks, everything in the fridge like this. They had Budweiser, Platinums, and everything else, right? When you look at this, I was 18 years old. When you look at the bears, everything staggered and looked nasty. I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. It looked nasty. It's not a representation of what I want to be able to present to people. I don't like it. So I created a system. I take the hard cardboard like this. I made 8 lanes. I jimmy it in the fridge like this, right? And then all the bears would be cool. I'll pop the bottle open. I pick up 8 bears at a time. 8. 1, 2, 8. I pick up 8 bears at a time. I had all the Heineken, all the bears, the label facing forward. And I was just systematic and strategic in how I did things. The place was impeccable. The glass was clean. The place smelled good. All the bottles on the shelf dusted and clean, nice. The floor was shining. I promise you, I never spent my money when I was there. In fact, I paid for myself to go to Cuba from the money I made from Burns' house, because the amount of tips that I made, I didn't have to spend my money. I made tips. I made tips carrying out cases of Calic and cases of this and that to people's car. And they used to like how I used to do it because I made it like a little Tetris game. The most of things I could be able to fit inside your trunk. They was impressed with this stuff. You understand? So they would tip me. Every day I had money to catch bus home, to get something to eat. This was, hey, listen, this is what it was. This woman says to me, she says, "You hear what I say to you, boy?" Now, I've never disrespected this lady. She's been here for almost 20-something years, sitting in the capacity as a receptionist, as a clerk, as a cashier. And eventually, I think she was given an opportunity to be able to get some sort of shares, an opportunity to be able to do something in here. But she looked at me and she said, "You know you ain't gonna never be nothing." That's what she said to me. She said, you ain't gonna never be nothing. You ain't gonna never be no here. You can be here for the rest of your life. So I said, why would you say something? You don't even know me, miss. You don't even know me. You don't even have the assessment to be able to deduce the type of individual I am by being able to look at the work that I've rendered for you and how I do my work for you to assess that I ain't gonna never be. Not the hell you could say something like that. That didn't bother me because I didn't see it coming from a place of value. I didn't see her having that, please forgive me, having that sort of a value, and she didn't have a place in my life where I could be able to put her and say, wow, I can't believe this woman said this. I didn't know her. She didn't know me. I was on a job. She was on the job. I guarantee you I created systems. Everywhere I go, I create a system of how I can execute. That's just how I always work. I went home and I tell my Grammy this. My Grammy said, "Baby, I know her. And I wouldn't tell you what my Grammy say about her. But my Grammy is 97 years old. She can be 98 years old this year. My Grammy is 97 years old. Okay? She's like a come chameleon right now. She's come and go. Praise Jesus. I still love her to death. Boy, Jesus, I love my grandmother. Nonetheless, my Grammy said, "Baby, that's what that," and my Grammy's cuss. That's what that. I said, "Grammy, I don't know why this woman would say that." She said, "Don't worry about that. I know her, and I know her family, and I know," and she didn't say the best things of these particular people. And she said, "You take that and you put that right here. You put that right here. Don't you ever." This is what my grandmother said. It's the people I come from. I tell you all that story to tell you this. It's the people I come from. We just play dead stupid. And I've been very good at that. I just play dead stupid like I never forget, or I never forget. I never forget the what you would have done to me, what you would have said to me. And many times I know. That's just how it has happened. God is bringing the information to you, or the enemy is bringing it to you, so you could be able to, so he could provoke a reaction out of you. But she said, you take that and you put that right here on your forehead. Don't you ever let these people be right about you. You go there and do what God has called you to do. And my grandmother said that. I would never let it, never forget what the Free National Movement has done to me. And I don't have to tell you that. I don't have to divulge that so you could be on my side. I'm not looking for participants in this particular thing. I just know with conviction, I stand in this particular position. With information, I've assessed and dissected these particular things. And what I thought about the Free National Movement and what I think about the Free National Movement right now is just an individual thing. It doesn't have anything to do with with how other people see the party, what they would have done for other people, how they supported other people. Come on now, let's just be real. The Free National Movement has made a tremendous amount of millionaires in this country. The Free National Movement has access a great deal of opportunity for people who only could have imagined that they would have gotten these opportunities. The Free National Movement has given people platforms and elevated them to social positions that they only could have dreamed of. The Free National Movement has done its part and continues to do its part in this society. But the Free National Movement have people on both sides, people who love the organization and people who are indifferent with the organization. I can't say hate it. I don't hate the Free National Movement. I wish them I wish them well. I wish them all the best. I'm going to be honest with you. I wish them all the best. And I continue to be able to hope for a resurgence, revival, restoration, renewal, so to be able to see competition, significant competition socially, being able to come out of all of these particular things that have transpired in our society. But Howard Grant as an individual, I couldn't tell you that I'm a big PLP. I haven't even made that decision. You haven't seen me taking on that kind of a position. I know where I will render my support. I know what I believe in and what I would like to see. I know that. But I also know the responsibility that I have socially to be able to give you and to dissect this information for you. That's all this is. That's all this is. That's all this is. That's all this is to you. To me, that's all this is to me. I'm not a big PLP. I'm not a big PLP. But I can tell you one thing. What I said about Fred Mitchell in terms of being able to see him to exit the scene with this ceremony, right? You remember when Perry Christie said, "This has never left me." These people were unceremoniously discharged. The years that you rendered and the tribulation that you would have gone through and what you would have dragged your family through and what you would have gone through in terms of how people see you and perceive you and so forth and so on for rendering service to your country. To be unceremoniously discharged and to be rejected is a serious thing. It's a serious thing. And then you may take on this kind of a posture and position to be able to find out whether or not is my living in vain? And you don't want that. As men, in this human skin, in this earth that we live in, we want recognition. Don't mind how hard we is, or soft we is. Don't mind these particular things. Men like to be acknowledged. Yeah. This is something that was with us from we was children. We did things. My son is do things and then look at me like this. He look at me and say, "Did he see that?" And I say, "Hey boy, that's a good one." I say, "You see that, Daddy? Woo-wee! I getting good, Daddy." You like recognition. That has never left. I is a big grown man. And when I do things, I look at my daddy like this. That's it. My daddy's a big grown man. When his father was living, he would look to his father to see whether or not this is recognition. Men like recognition, especially from other men. Fred Mitchell deserves the recognition and the accolades associated with the commitment that he would have had if he's moving into his retirement years, as long as he's still living. Lennis Hanna, she deserves it also. Perry Christie, he deserved it also. Whenever Prime Minister Davis decides to leave, he deserves it also. Let's just be clear with these particular things. Hubert Ingram, he deserved it also. Hubert Minnis, he deserved it also. He deserves it also. But he has not decided to be able to quit just yet. There are men and women that continue to be able to serve in our country that when they step off the scene, they deserve the accolades of being able to shower them with at least our words of admiration and gratitude for them being able to serve in the capacity that they have. Whether you like them or you didn't like them, they supported and provided good fodder for the democracy that exists in our country. There are FNMs and there are PLPs and there are COIs that deserve the accolades for the contributions that they've made of themselves, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise. And I don't think that we should, as a people, I don't think that we should take that from them. Now, I'm not talking about voting. You vote for who you want, and the best man wins. But I'm talking about recognition. And I'm just talking about sort of the perfect storm of this being able to happen. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The perfect storm of how this can happen and like that. But that's that. I just want to be able to do that, guys. I'm going to read a couple of these texts and then we can get out of here and do these things. We got 5 more minutes before we can get out of here and talk about that, right? He says, I can hear you, FNM. Okay, yeah, I read that already. He says, good afternoon, Howard. Please talk about Pinewood constituency. Denari Rowe and Miles, the road of the Pinewood constituency might swing back to the Free National Movement because the COI will take votes away from the PLP and increase the young voters, young FNM candidate chances to get his political cigar. But Denari needs 900 votes to add to the 937 votes the Free National Movement had in 2021. That would have been with Ruben Raming. And in 2021, he came out because Miles LaRota had 1,700 votes and still active in Pinewood. Now, let's hit it and quit it, all right? If Denari wins, the PLP loses. That's it. There are two ways about that. If Denari wins in his particular capacity in Pinewood, the whole election hinging on Pinewood. If Denari wins in Pinewood, the PLP lose the general election. This is only my assessment. All right, you ain't got to believe me. You could go whatever direction you want to go. I'm not gonna fight you. If Denari wins in Pinewood, Howard Grant, the Progressive Liberal Party has lost. That's what I want to tell you. If Denari wins in Pinewood, the Progressive Liberal Party has lost the general election of the Bahamas. Howard, why you could say something like that? Let's read his numbers. All right, let me pull up his numbers. Mariah, Nassau Village, Pinewood. There we go. Pinewood, Lincoln Bean, Pinewood numbers, 641 votes. Miles LaRota, 1,712 votes. Steve Nesbitt, 53 votes. And Ruben Raming, 937 votes. Okay? That's in 2021. Let's leave that there. Let's look at 2017. Let's look at 2017. 2017 general elections. General elections results. (2017) general elections results in the Bahamas. Let's see if we can be able to pull it up and find out more information about that and see exactly what's what. So we're looking at another one. 2017 general elections. Let me see if I can pull this up. Oh, where are we? Where are we? I don't see it, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. We're getting right after this because I got to go. I got a couple of recordings to do. So let me see if I can be able to get the results. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. This just give me the general results. I don't want the general results. I want to know specifically who won what by what margin. All right. 2017 official general election results. So far, let's look for the Pinewood constituency. All right, Ellsworth, Johnson, Fort Charlotte, Fox Hill, Freetown. Let's go Pinewood. Lincoln Bean. Let's go now. We can do this quick. Lincoln Bean, 380 votes in 2017. 380 votes, Lincoln Bean. Alicia Hart, independent, she got 9 votes. Don Wisey Lockhart, BNC, he got 15 votes. We ain't writing these things down. Reuben Raming, 2,284. 2,284. Kalis Roll, 1,654. Kalis Roll, 1,654. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. We can do this quick. All right? Now, this is Reuben. Reuben going from 2,284 votes to he ain't get dirt, he ain't get food, he can get dirt. That's where he fell to. Okay? Kalis for the PLP. Oh, God. I got to answer this quick. I got to go. So here we go. 2,284 minus 937 is a 2,284 minus 2,284 minus 937 is a 1,300. Let's go. 1,347 votes difference. 1,347 votes difference. Decline. Plummet for Reuben. Plummet. 1,347 people rejected him. He fall down to nothing. Okay? He ended up in the Senate, but he fell down to nothing. The COI candidate was able to increase from 380 to 641, which would give him a shot up of 261 votes. So he's plus 261, and Reuben is minus 100 and Reuben is minus 1,347. Let's just be clear. Miles got 1,700 votes. 1,712 votes Miles got. And Kalis got 1,654 votes. Hold on now. Hold on. I told you all before. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay? 1,712 votes minus 1,654 votes is a difference of 58 people. 58 people who are staunch PLPs decided not to be able to come out. So essentially, we could be able to do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's find out the average PLP votes in the constituency based upon those particular numbers. 654 plus 1,712. 3,366. 3,366 divided by 2, the average votes for the PLPs that exist in that particular constituency is 1,683 votes. 1,683 votes. Okay? It is fair to say that 1,683 votes on an average, Miles LaRota was able to find, let's call it, shy of 100 votes. Let's just, for the sake of conversation, let's call it 50. Miles LaRota was able to pick up an additional 50 voters, essentially, 58 voters, for the win in 2021. The FNM lost a margin of 1,300 votes. Miles LaRota was only able to pick up 58 votes. Okay? If Denari wins, and Denari has anywhere near Reuben numbers, right? Let's go on the average in that constituency. Let's go on the average in that constituency over the last 2 elections. 2,284 plus 937 is 3,221. Divide that by 2, which is 1,610. 1,610. The average for the Free National Movement in that particular constituency over 2017, 2021 is 1,610 votes. The average for the PLP in that particular constituency is roughly 1,683 votes. With an increase of plus 261 votes, if he gets another plus 200 votes, hold on, if Lincoln gets another plus 200 votes to add to his 600 votes, let's say he get 800 votes now, those votes are coming from the FNM. Let's be clear. But it still puts this young boy, Denari, in players mode. We could say, based upon the information, that we expect to see about 1,500 to 1,600 people assured in the constituency of Pinewood for Miles LaRota, based upon this information that we have. We could say, with a level of assurity, that 1,500 to 1,600 people will show up for the PLP in that particular constituency. We don't know the sentiment of these particular things. We don't know the expectation of those persons in Pinewood. We don't know none of these particular things. They have not articulated that to us just yet. We don't know exactly where they stand, what the determination is. We don't know these things. And so we will have to make that determination as we go forward. Let's find this out now. If Denari wins this, it is a rejection of the PLP wholeheartedly. It's not just a rejection of Miles LaRota, because the information that we received indicated that Miles has not been the most approachable person. But this is not just a rejection of Miles LaRota, because you're going from an experienced, established person who was identified by the political organization and has been given 2 opportunities. He has continued to be able to be given opportunities within the confines of this administration, indicating that the Prime Minister has a level of confidence in Miles LaRota. You've seen that. The Prime Minister's moved Miles LaRota, stuffed him, kind of nestled him within the office of the Prime Minister, having been able to work out of the office of the Prime Minister as a minister and member of Parliament out of the office of the Prime Minister. This is a level of confidence that our Prime Minister established and has with Miles LaRota. Any dummy could see this. Any dummy, no matter what you all say about Miles LaRota, Brave Davis, Prime Minister Brave Davis, Philip Brave Davis, continues to shelter Miles and give him a little something. He said, no, I got him. He can be all right. Don't worry about him. I got him. I can take care of him. He could, Miles, stand right there. Don't worry about that. I got you. You could see that he has a confidence. You could see about the articulation that he's had to say that we want to do these particular things, that the Prime Minister has backed him and said that we're going to do these things for Miles LaRota. You could see that. And as a result of being able to identify that and make these particular determinations, you could see that there is confidence and Miles LaRota could get things done for you in the constituency of Pinewood. If you choose Denari Denari, who doesn't have any relationship, he's a novice, he doesn't know whether or not his party would win, he doesn't know whether or not, you don't know whether or not his party would win, and you put Denari in, you've rejected whatever the potential of the PLP can do for you. You've done all these particular things, and you've put a novice in, and you don't know if he could get anything done for you. You don't know whether or not he has the finances and the capability or the access to finances to assist you in the purchase of mops in the event that there's a flood. You don't know. Masaruda, you know that Masaruda has relationships. You know that Masaruda has proximity. You know that Masaruda has access. You know that Masaruda is articulated under his auspices and the prime minister's in that kind of a position to say that this is what we're going to do in terms of the high water mark cap and this and that. We're going to institute these things. We're going to do this and that. You already didn't know that. You already didn't know that. If you know Brave and Brave say he can do these things, you know that he can try to do his best to make sure he can get these things done. And if Masaruda is the man to get these things done, then Masaruda is the man. But if you reject Masaruda, you reject the government of the Bahamas. So if Denari win, the PLP lose. Simple. Simple. Because if this is the sentiment that is coming out of our constituencies, if this is the sentiment that exists in here, if you're only going with the rhythm, FNM today, PLP tomorrow, PLP today, FNM tomorrow. If you are only going with the rhythm, I don't expect Masaruda to be able to brave that storm. I don't expect him to be able to win that at all. But if you're looking at who could take care of you, if you're looking at this sort of an idea of whether or not there was progression in your constituency, or you believe that there could be progression that is introduced or returned to your constituency if you choose one party or another, it'll all hinge for Howard Grant on the constituency of Pinewood. Because this is the proverbial David and Goliath, both Pinewood and Fort Charlotte. Because Sabas don't need the government to make a determination of how he can be able to do these things. He just needs sanctions. He could get these things done financially. That's no problem. But if you reject Sabas, whoo, Jesus, the PLP got no chance. No chance. These are interesting races for us to watch. Because they're a depiction of power, prestige, and position against a novice, and community-based passion, determination, and this sort of a focus. If we see that kind of a shift, we know that the PLP is finished. So I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. And I can tell you, like Medea tell Mr. Brown them, young man, you got to watch. You got to watch. Young man, you got to watch. That's what it is. That's the show today. I want to thank you guys so much for being able to tune in with us. This is The Foundation with Howard Grant. You guys have a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous day. We're going to see you tomorrow. God spare our lives right here on The Foundation.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction, and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahama land to the foundation.